Hello everyone, my Artsnacks box for the month of November is finally here, so let's see what's inside. So we start with a Liquitex acrylic gouache. Interesting. It's a bright aqua green. Beautiful color. Let's see. Oh. Very strange. So an acrylic gouache, if I understand correctly, is a gouache that might not be re-wettable once it's dry. It says it has excellent light fastness. This one does, and it's opaque, which a gouache should be anyway. Alright, we have sweet tarts, and we have a little brochure on where to find more. The sticker for this month is really cute. And let's see what we have to complete this box. I'm guessing maybe a brush to go with the paint. It usually is the case. And I was right. This is a Winsor Newton Galleria, and it's a round number 3. And then a Cretacolor Megagraphite HB pencil. I'm pretty sure I already have one of those. Not sure where it came from. And finally, a Sakura Micro Perm 03, and this is permanent on most surfaces. Ultra fine liner. So graphite, fine liner, brush, and acrylic gouache. And this is what I have to use to draw my very last portrait for the winner of the I Draw You giveaway for the month of November. I didn't have a very good experience with the Sakura pen because even though it has a 03 tip, it feathers on the paper, and I'm using a 140-pound multimedia paper, so I had a hard time creating fine lines. I think this is more of a heavy-duty pen. It has that smell, you know, of a permanent pen, which is great because you can use it for many different things. But I don't think it's a great fine art fine liner pen in the sense of it's hard to use it on paper. That being said, I found that once the gouache was nice and dry, I was able to use the pen on the gouache and it worked really well. And of course it didn't feather because it's more of a plasticky surface. The Cretacolor graphite pencil has a nice thick barrel. It's 10 millimeters, and I like chunky supplies. I think they feel good to hold. But all in all, it's just a regular HB pencil. Besides the size, it works just the same. The brush holds a nice point, and it's great for fine details, and it has nice firm bristles. And the gouache has kind of 2 openings. You can probably unscrew the top and use a palette knife to remove large quantities, but you can also just remove the cap, and you can let the paint flow out of the little opening on the top. And from what I heard, you can actually cut that little pointy part to different sizes. Like if you want the opening to be wider, you cut it lower. I don't know if it makes any sense, but then it will increase the flow of the paint. So this gouache is nice because you can add water and make it look thinner, just like regular gouache, where it looks more like watercolor and it's see-through. When it was at its thickest without water, I didn't think it was 100% opaque, but I really liked the color. The advantages of an acrylic gouache is that when it's dry, you can add as many layers as you want to and the previous layers will not move. So that's pretty cool. However, when you pour some paint on the palette, if you do not use all of it, it's like acrylic. You will not be able to reuse it. So it's wasted. Whereas when you use regular gouache, when you pour paint on the palette, when it's dry, you can reactivate it and then reuse it until you've used it all up. I did like the format of this Liquitex liquid gouache. I think it's pretty convenient. And it contains a lot more paint than the regular tube of gouache. So what I did, I mostly used it for the hair, and I used a thinner wash with a lot of water. And when it was all dry, it was permanent, so it didn't move at all. And you can actually see it that some areas dried pretty fast, and then when I went over it again, you can see some overlapping. When that was dry, then I used a thicker layer of gouache, which helped me get a darker aqua color. Like I mentioned before, I really struggled with the fine liner because it feathered, so it was really hard doing fine lines and especially the eyelashes. It was really bad. I tried to put some ink from the pen on my palette and watered it down, but the problem is because it's permanent pen, it dried really fast on the palette and I had to be very quick, so it didn't really work very well and I ended up not using this technique very much. Instead, I used a graphite pencil to do most of the shading. Now I must say, the brush with the paint, they work very well together. I really enjoyed painting the hair. It was great, although for this large surface I probably would have used a bigger brush, but I really liked how the brush kept a fine point when I needed it to. All in all the supplies in this box are really nice and I'm definitely going to use them again. The pen I'm not going to use straight on paper. I'm probably going to use it on other surfaces when I need a permanent mark. But I use it on the hair once the gouache was all dry to add extra shadows, and it worked really well on it. So I might use that for maybe mixed media paintings. We'll see. Beth, I really hope you like aqua, because that's the only color that I had this time for your portrait. I really enjoyed using it. I think it's a beautiful color. If you guys got an Artsnacks box, what color did you get? I'm curious. That's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.